Network Entertainment.
And welcome to my podcast, the RJ Ledesma podcast. In my podcast, I like to speak to business owners, business leaders, and visionaries to learn more about how they think about doing business, what are their success secrets, and can we replicate them in our own businesses. In today's podcast, I am very excited because, on my Facebook feed, I keep on coming and seeing the ad for Think Rich Pinoy. And it's an upcoming seminar for Think Rich Pinoy Real Estate Abundance on August 8th at the EIM Conference Center. And it's organized by, of course, Ms. Mavs Angeles. She is the CEO of Centro Mavens and also one of the speakers and organizers of the upcoming Think Rich Pinoy seminar, August 8th, EIM in Makati. Again, welcome to the podcast, Ms. Mavs. How are you?
Great. Thank you, RJ, for allowing us to be here right now.
Well, I'm so excited about this upcoming conference when it deals with, it's real estate, it's entrepreneurship, it's Brother Bo over there, and I want to know a bit more. Can you share with our listeners a bit more about what is Think Rich Pinoy all about?
Think Rich Pinoy Seminar actually was founded by Dr. Larry Bat Gamboa. It has been running since 2005. So it's almost more than 25 years ago. And the main focus is to teach Filipinos financial literacy through real estate investing. So we showcase different real estate investing strategies like build and sell, buying and selling properties. Ayan. So those different topics are in that whole day seminar. And most of all, what's unique about this seminar is that you will be hearing different speakers of practitioners, not just in tourists, RJ. Actually all of our speakers are the one doing the business of real estate or at their expertise level.
Great.
Already.
So nothing here is theoretical. It's all practitioners, in different aspects of real estate. You were mentioning different. So I like to think of it as different income streams in real estate. Tama ba ako
True.
dyan? Okay. So more or less, what are the different income streams which you'll be teaching there in terms of Think Rich Pinoy, in terms of real estate? Can you just briefly share with each one of
The
them?
different topics that we have in the seminar is that one is about rental apartment, leasing, buying and selling properties, how to buy properties, how to buy foreclosed properties, how to buy zero or no down payment properties. We are also discussing some theories like we use the business model canvas. We will be into a little in depth to that. We'll have like more than an hour short workshop about business model canvas in real estate. So we'll have a short of that. And of course, to balance things out, the seminar is not just about earning through real estate, but also balancing out what's the value that you're giving to the community. Brother Bo is there. So
Oh, okay.
we'll have some about what's about real estate and what's about our spiritual growth, something like that. So
It all
he'll
combines
mix
over here.
He'll mix
Oh.
on that.
So it's a very interesting seminar. Do you mind, baka naman, kung kaya naman, konting, just a few previews of each of the different principles. Just so we have some idea lang, so that it piques the interest of the people listening to the podcast that might make them curious. The first one, you were talking about the first principle. The first stream that you want to talk about over there.
The first stream is like, for example, in the leasing or the rental apartments, what are the basics that you need to know when you are building a rental apartment? Not just, and on top of that, also what are the things that you need to know when you are getting a tenant for your property so that you'll not be able to get a tenant from hell.
Okay.
And how are you able to maximize the property that you already have, the lot size, the room size, and what are the basics that you need to put in a rental apartment in the city, basically in Makati. That's our speaker. And for buying and selling naman of properties, what are the basic parameters that you're going to use when you buy a property. How do you know that it's a good deal or not a good deal? Something like that. So,
Yan.
yeah.
What's the third one? You were talking about the third one.
We'll be having also an expert. We have Sir Charlie Gamboa will be discussing about building and selling properties. He has been pioneering. He pioneered a build and sell projects in BF Parañaque many years ago. So he'll be sharing that, the experiences that he had. Actually, he brought that business model abroad and bring it back again. Now they're actively doing it in Cavite. So we also have speakers like in the likes of Sir Nelson Terrible, who owned a mixed use of resort and residential projects in Batangas,
That's right,
the
yes.
owner of Club Balay Isabel. So we'll hear the story of that and how he was able to come up with that big project. So we have small projects, mid projects, and big projects that you can see in the seminar how they were able to do that. Something like that. Their
Fantastic.
experiences.
So it's really great. And I mean, I'm excited to actually attend. But some people might be also wondering, and I think this is always the biggest issue that comes up, wala naman ng kapital para magsimula sa real estate. Kahit gusto ko. Is that open to anybody? Even if they don't have the capital, they just have sort of like the desire to start off.
Yes, I believe, no, even though this is really for people who are into who wanted to learn real estate investing. You're grown ups and you are looking into investment. So this is really for the beginners, actually for couples and families. Actually, our attendees are families, they're the entire family because they wanted to do, they have this property on hand that how they will be able to maximize it. And they've been there for like 10 years already, 15 years already, but the family don't know what to do about it. So they will have that idea. So, and capital is actually the last thing that you will think about in real estate investing. But attending the seminar will give you the opportunity to open up your creativity on how you'll be able to get capital and your creativity, how you'll be able to maximize the properties that you already have based on these experiences of our speakers.
Yeah, and I like that this sort of really resonates with me what you just said right now. Sometimes you don't have it allows you to open up the creativity of how to raise the capital to
Yes.
get there. I think that's very key for many entrepreneurs because I even give talks on entrepreneurship, and one of the common denominators of successful entrepreneurs is discarte. And that's what you often need. You often, like I'm sure when you started off, it was discarte, with your limited resources, what can you do to be able to complete the project or to be able to attract customers? And I guess that's something that you pick up over time, right?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
fantastic.
It's really the desire to learn and the desire to make things happen and to do a valuable project or to do a valuable thing in real estate. At the same time, you're gonna earn from it. Diba? And then, of course, it also we also teach there how you have to come from a space that you wanted to learn this for a mission, for a better purpose. Diba? Not just like earning, 'di ba? Parang hindi lang siya pera-pera
That's right,
talaga.
that's right, that's
diba?
right.
It's real estate investing is more than that. The trajectory is longer than we can think of, even up to our retirement, right?
I see.
If
I
there's
see.
any.
Yeah. If there's any, just like any entrepreneur, there's no such thing as retirement when you're
Yes.
an entrepreneur. At the same time, you were also the president and CEO, is that correct? Of Central Mavens. What is Central Mavens?
Central Mavens were we build and sell boutique hotels. Basically in Makati, we started more than 11 years ago in 2015. And we built our first building. We called it Nest Nano Suites Makati. It's in Poblacion. It's a 54 units of boutique hotel. And the second one in 2017, we built the Nest Nano Suites Fort. It's a 60 room building that we're also right now managing it for hotel operations. So we like have more than 8 years of experience managing boutique hotels in Makati.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what's very interesting is that, what you were speaking earlier on prior to the podcast, your background really is very interesting from doing build and sell to doing what we call project development, like a series of residential homes to finally going into boutique hotel development. And, for me, I'm so inspired because, my background is that my family was in real estate development as well. And, I often hear really great, and I've been exposed to so many great real estate developers who, literally started from scratch. They weren't people who had resources, but they really built themselves. And I know that you've got a really interesting story when it comes to real estate. How did you start off in the real estate industry, Miss Mavs? Were you somebody na you're left with a big piece of property, or you just ano to sariling sikap? Share with me your secret origin naman sa real
Secret
estate po.
origin. Actually, I'm not sure. No. I started in real estate actually more than 20 years ago already. But prior to that, I think the desire that made me be in this real estate business is that we literally live in the slums.
Slum
So
area.
we didn't have our own house. We transferred more than 15 times
15
in
times?
20 years, something like that. So I told myself that I wanted to have our own house and build something like that to give to people. And then when I had the chance, I became a real estate agent in a company and at 21 after graduation ng college, no. So I was 21 years old, but as an agent, or that ngayon we call it salesperson na, di ba? Pero dati commission based ka eh. But if you come from a poor family, or at least you need to put food on the table. So I needed to have two jobs. So I found a job na fixed income salary, and then on weekends I work as a real estate agent since then, because yung mga kasama ko doon sa real estate, they're already made. May yung mga, sabi ko, gusto ko rin noon, pagtanda ko, gusto ko yung matataas na rin yung buhok ko, yung mga brokers and agents namin. Sabi. And they were telling me, Mavs, you stick in real estate. Yayaman ka dito, sabi nila sa akin. So parang yun yung tumatak. But sabi ko, but I cannot sell. Ano ba naman yung background ko? Yung mga kasama ko, bumibenta sila na nakakabenta. Sabi ko, sinong buyer nyo? Who's your buyer? And then they were telling me, my tita bought one. My uncle bought one. Sabi ko, ako wala akong tita, wala akong uncle. And so, yeah, I needed to have a fixed income salary. So, but I never left real estate since then. So, and then after that, after 7 years, it finally took off. I sold a property, cash, and then I had my 1 year's income, sa aking fixed income, I had it my commission. Sabi ko, siguro when I do this full time, baka naman before 1 year, I will already have my next sale. So that's when I started. And then I just continued to focus on learning. I became a licensed broker, and then attended the Think Rich Pinoy seminar. Then that's where I saw that real estate is not just brokering, it's not just buying a property, it's not just pagiging ahente. There's more to it that opened up when I attended the seminar. Then from there, 2 years after, I already have my first buy and sell property. I build and sell, and now the rest is history na after more than 10 years.
But I'm interested because after you attended the Think Rich Pinoy seminar, you said, okay, it opened up your horizon to what you could do in real estate. And the first thing that you thought about was doing buy and sell, right? I mean, buy and sell is interesting, but it's also very scary experience. Take me back. And how did you first get into it? Because that I can understand, that's a big first step for many people to do that one. It's a lot of risks for them and a lot of capital. Share with me the experience so that maybe the people listening here can also appreciate what you went through.
Yes, my first buy and sell property is actually a property that we bought from Pag-ibig. When you're employed, you can buy a property through Pag-ibig, right? So the key there is I was able to buy a property from a distressed seller. So I was able to buy it below market value, and then naalala ko that time, I had 50% mark up to the property when we sold it. So, sa akin kasi basta may trabaho ka, makakabili ka ng property. And then you can get a loan from the bank or from Pag-ibig. So, with a very minimal amount. The key is you will be able to find a good deal. That's the challenge. And that's the one thing, that's the thing that you really have to study. No, I study it. It took months and for me to be able to really identify and find a good deal for me. So that's my background. And the buyer, yung ano ko, boss ko during my OJT.
He was your buyer of the Pag-ibig property that you bought.
Sorry. He was the seller, and the buyer is
So your boss was the distressed seller.
the distressed seller, and then the because she got sick, and then the buyer is a newlywed couple, something
I
like
see,
that.
I see.
So it's really in your network, yan. And then most of all, you have to find a good deal, yan, so that you can start. So no need for you don't need to really have that big capital.
Okay.
Make sure lang you have your stable income. That's the first that you have to secure before really doing it. Yeah.
So the first one it was a first buy and sell. Then how did you, okay, so you did well, but that doesn't mean that you'll be able to repeat the process after
Hindi
the first time.
kaagad.
Hindi kaagad. So what happened next after the first time that you did your first buy and sell?
I think that's that during that time, I remember in 2013, my mother-in-law passed away in 2011 and we were left with property. And that time, sabi ko, ayokong pakialaman because it's an in-law property. But moving forward, sabi ko, hindi ko naman to hiningi. It was God. God gave it to us because it was an inherited property. And sabi ko, I was one buyer namin ng may buy and sell. Sabi niya sa amin. One seller, distressed seller. Sabi niya, Mavs, thank you for buying our property kahit na mura. But this money can help us to move forward. Kasi nag-separate sila ng husband niya. So, magagamit niya yung pera na yun. Sabi ko, and then it dawned on me that I was helping other people about their property. And then my own family, my husband, they don't know what to do about their property just because of my pride, my ego, that I don't wanna touch it, diba? So, 4 months, I studied about the property. And then, because I'm in real estate, I know that I don't just want to sell the property just a lot. It was a lot. I want to maximize it. The key is how do you want to maximize it? So I want to do build and sell. I want to build a structure so that I can sell it higher. And I'm not an architect. I'm not an engineer. But I'm a real estate broker na magaling magbenta, di ba na? So, I source out all the necessary experts that I need so that I'll be able to. So, I was able to build and sell that property. That's the time. After that, the Centro Mavens partners came in. Si Sir Randy na, nakita niya, you can do this pala, ganyan. So, we form Centro Mavens also because the community ni Brother Bo sa Truly Rich Club.
So,
we met there. So, we're there na, you're expert pala in this thing. So, let's combine forces. Then, let's do Centro Mavens.
So very interesting. So the background was that you built one first, the distressed property of Pag-ibig. That was your first buy and sell. And the next one was that build and sell was your next one from that one of your husband's inheritance over there. That was about 6 units, right? You were telling me, is that the one that you? And then nakita yung expertise mo dyan because you joined the community of the Think Rich Pinoy. And that's where you moved on to Centro Mavens.
By the way, when I was doing the buy and sell, I'm helping the Think Rich Pinoy seminar ulit. I'm volunteering with Dr. Larry sa kanyang seminar. So, I've always been there. I've been really soaked and immersed
And so
in the seminar.
you really got to listen and pick up the principles
over
there.
and over again. Sir Randy, Brother Bo, Dr. Larry, they've been teaching different real estate investing strategies and they get to have different speakers from time to time. So, you really di ba, when you attend naman na seminar, hindi mo naman yan matututunan in one sitting.
That's right.
So, I think that's one of the key also pala. I was really immersed of the different speakers and learn from the different speakers na and then different experts, not just speaker but really experts, yung on the ground talaga na gumagawa ng real estate investing. So, yeah, that's how we were doing it. Yeah.
And now from there, eventually they got you to be part of Centrum Mavens.
Yes.
And what did you like about Centrum Mavens? What is, like, in entrepreneurship, you always say, what is the pain point or the business opportunity that Centrum Mavens was trying to address? I guess that
Yes.
not many other people were trying to address
Yeah.
when it came to the real estate, because it's a very competitive industry.
Agree. So, as mentioned, we met in the community of Brother Bo, about entrepreneurship as well. And then, we learned that people are being scammed in real estate, ganyan, and people wanted to have passive income. So, Centrum Mavens, the mission of it is you use us to be your passive income builder. That's our tagline. Now, Centrum Mavens is your passive income builder. And Central meanings we build projects in central business districts. In our case, in Makati, no. Mavens is an experts. Yeah. So we are experts in our own different fields. Real estate is so varied that I'm into building and selling, brokering. One partner is in dormitory, another partner is in bed spacing, and Sir Randy is into building, buy and hold forever, building rental apartments in Makati. So we combined, that's Central Mayor. We combined our expertise together and then focus on that mission alone, become the passive income builder. So we build projects that will give passive income to investors. And when we say passive income, it's real passive income. It's an absolute thing. You just receive it because we build and then we manage it as well for you.
And that's what Centrum Maven does here right now.
Yes.
But it's a boutique hotel, meaning it's really a boutique hotel for people who is it really a hotel or is it really more of a stay for long stay?
More on for short term.
For short term.
Like we capture the market in Poblacion. Diba? Poblacion is a destination in Makati. We capture and the second building, we capture the market of BGC. That's why we call it in Fort, Nest Nano Suites Fort, because it's capturing the market of BGC. Well, in fact, it's situated beside BGC. It's still in Makati. So that's how we do it. We're managing it. But right now, actually, if you notice now, we every 2 years we're building and selling 6-story building. And then pandemic came. Now we're about to build. Actually, we already sold some that time, our third building. But pandemic came, so the management decided let's just pause first and look where the market goes. But up to now, we're more of teaching people real estate investing through the Think Rich Pinoy seminar. So that's why we are managing it right now, the seminar. So we're managing the hotel and we're managing the seminar of Think Rich Pinoy. That's what we're doing right now. So.
And for these boutique hotels that you are developing, there's passive income because you've investors investing into the boutique hotel development.
Yeah, you're gonna buy the condo.
You buy one condo, and
and
it's rented out by your management over there.
Yes, we do the management, and then we'll have it rented for transients and for hotel operation.
Understand.
Do you feel lost, doubting yourself, and tired? You question your worth and existence? Well, I'm here for you. Hey, this is Gailey Chavez, and I'm the host of Free Yourself Podcast. My podcast talks about self-love, self-discovery, and growth. This is for everyone who wants to live their fullest life and become the person that they could be. Let me help out and remind you that this is your life, your path, that you are not broken and you are worth it. Catch me every Friday at 8 p.m. See ya!
I appreciate the history, and it appears to me that how I see it is that it's been successful along. It sounds like it was successful all the way, but I'm sure that there were many road bumps or along the way. Were there times that you were actually doing this business that you wanted to give up? There are times na parang ayaw ko na talaga. Di ko na kaya. Did you ever encounter that one in the work that you're doing?
With
In
of
general,
course,
in real estate. Oh.
um hindi ko na kaya.
Or the
There
type that
are cries. There are cries.
parang sometimes you
Oo.
you want to stop or
Siguro
parang
mas
it's not for me.
siguro dahil nga I came from I started I came from nothing. So parang sa akin parang walang hindi kakayanin. So
Ah.
more of pero there are cries, 'di ba? There are that but for me as long as you stick to the mission that you wanna do, like every project to me, like yung sa build and sell, may mission siya na kailangan gawin, pero mahirap. Pero dahil before you do it, you know the mission, so just stick to it. And then, yung hindi mo na itutuloy, parang mga lang yun, mga 10% lang yun. Kasi that's the challenge in real estate, actually. It's not that hindi mo itutuloy, but more of, are you going to do it or not? So, from the very beginning. Pero when you do it, you have to do it all the way out because the stakes are high. So, really have to make it fly when you do it. That's why before you start it, you have to make sure that you really want to do it. I think that's for real estate.
I guess you really, I'm listening to here right now, and what I'm seeing that's very different from my other guests is that because it's really the background that you've had. I mean, you've come from a place of
Nothing.
of hardship, diba? Of nothing, and that really that there's parang there's nowhere else to go but really to go up, diba? Parang that's grit there. Parang
Yeah.
I'm not going. Well, I can't back down because there's nothing to back down to, diba?
Yes.
Parang ganyan, diba? Is that correct?
Yes,
Understanding?
yes. It's parang, anong mawawala? Wala ka naman dati. So whatever additions that you have right now, it's a cliche, but it's a blessing for you. So you just have to appreciate it and make sure actually my now is make sure that it's doing its purpose, its mission of that project. You want to do this build and sell, make sure that this build and sell will do its purpose. And you want to do that hotel, make sure that it will serve it as a hotel or serve as a passive income to the investor. That led me to saying that help us during pandemic times, those times that we needed to close. I think that's the most challenging times that we had, diba? That we needed to close for because we were forced to close.
Because you're a hotel. No?
Oh,
That's-
because a hotel. And then all of us don't know what to do. The blessing is that marami kami, we're partners. We have our own different expertise that we put on the table na, let's think about this. Yun. But, when you think about it and pray together about it, and then wisdom comes from all the mentors, all the partners that you have. And by God's grace, we were able to overcome with flying colors, no, yung during that time. And then ang pinaka-blessing, all our employees are okay, walang nagkasakit during that time. So that's the biggest challenge and blessing that time. And we were able to give. Sobrang happy ng mga investors kasi, pandemic, meron kaming dividend.
May kinikita kahit pa
Oo.
pandemic.
And they were not expecting it, di ba? If I may say it, it's really a guided thing during that time.
Looking back, at that time, what was that? What I'm seeing here right now, it was the power of working with great partners.
Correct.
That you put together that made it work. So I have two questions. Number one is, what was that great idea that came up that you couldn't have come up with by yourself in the pandemic that you guys were able to think about that helped you guys power through the pandemic? And the second one is really, how do you know you're working with great partners? Because sometimes it's very difficult to find great partners in business, diba? I mean, you can get scammed by partners. You can work with them for the longest time and not know if they're great partners or not. So I want to start off. What's that big idea that you guys were able to put together that helped you power through the pandemic?
Well, basically, we were afloat because we accepted being a quarantine hotel. which could not be decided by one only. Because number one, you have to take care of your people. When you accept these people, paano magkasakit yung mga empleyado mo?
Mm-mm.
Diba? But blessing that one of the partner, Dr. Ruth, is a doctor. Blessing is Sir Randy is there also, who has the wisdom na, we have to kailangan natin pa rin kumita, 'di ba? Kami on the ground, two partners were the one operating it. How are we going to handle it? No? So, yung mga snippets of ideas na yon that made us the decision to accept okay, we'll be a quarantine hotel. Pero paano yon pagkatapos? Baka wala nang check-in sa atin kasi we were quarantine na. So,
Para malabel kayo na quarantine hotel, parang
oo,
ganyan.
diba? So, let's just cross the bridge when we get there, diba? But as of this time, we have to make things work to achieve natin yan we said that will be passive income to our investors. So, kailangan pakitain pa rin siya, 'di ba? Tsaka kailangan kumita because we have employees to feed, 'di ba? So, yun, I think that's it. That's during that pandemic na no one person can make that decision. No one will call that shot until all of us said, okay, we'll do it together. So it's really a group decision. No? I cannot make. Kung ako yun, ayoko. Ayan.
And how about coming up with good partners? Do you have any principles or you want to share how to make sure you choose your partners correctly?
Okay. That's good. Dr. Larry has been telling me this many years ago. Sabi niya, Maz, when you make a partnership, it's like a marriage. Kailangan, hindi yan yung pag nag-partner ka, tapos isusubo mo, pag sinubo mo, ano yun? Subo mo, alisin mo agad. Diba? It's really like a marriage. You treat it like a lifetime partner na kukunin mo. And so, with that in mind, I took time. No, I took time to get partners, and of course, these partners we've been together in that Truly Rich Club for like 4 years, 5 years already that time, and then I've been listening to Sir Larry, Sir Ruth, and Sir Randy for many years, already, and then actually it was Sir Randy who handpicked us to be together and come up with this. Because when you are with Brother Bo, you cannot help it but think on how to share to people because that's his advocacy. Share your expertise, share your learnings, diba? So, Sir Randy is parang, okay, you wanted to learn. He is the mentor in that community, and this is the project. Let's learn together. It's also a learning process. So, basically someone that you look up to, diba? And you've been there for you've known for quite some time. Hindi pwede yung nakita mo lang ngayon, partner na kayo. Nakilala mo lang for because he's sikat or hindi. But secondly, you know their heart that they wanted to share, to learn, and common interest is that we know we wanted to give value. Parang pare-pares kayo ng mission sa buhay. Diba? And pangatlo, diba, you have a different skill set that you can put in together. May skills talaga na ilalagay doon sa partnerships.
Got that. Very important that you all had separate skill sets which complemented and you were all experts in your respective fields that really made it work.
Then most importantly pala, you know who's the boss, no? And you know who's the chairman of the board who will say na, kasi 3 kaming girls or 5 kami, 'di ba? So, and kami lahat, we adhere to the wisdom of our chairman, Sir Randy.
I see.
Because he's our mentor and he's mentoring in this company, in this project. So, we listen to his wisdom, which is actually ang galing niya kasi he also listens to us So, yun. Kaya with that, I think that's the key there in moving forward this company, Centrum Events.
Ms. Mavs, it looks like you've gained a lot of wisdom when it comes to real estate. You've seen people do good. You've seen people not do too good. What are you, if you don't mind me asking, what do you think are some of the mistakes often made when it comes to real estate investing, at least from your perspective, in from a buy and sell or build and sell perspective? What are often the mistakes that people need to make that you want to correct right now so that people don't fall into the same trap?
Number one, just thinking about profits first. Uh, Instead of thinking the value or the mission of that project that you wanted to do. Think of the mission first. And then, secondly, of course, yung skills, yung technical skills that you needed, you get it from the experts. You just don't get it from the books or something like that. Better get really an practitioner. We call it practitioner. Diba? We call a practitioner, no? Experienced ones, no? The one who really did. Like my first build and sell, I hired an architects from big developers. I hired the engineers from big developers. I hired accountants. I hired lawyers from real estate. So, I put them together. It's not me. Actually, hindi nga ako yun eh. It's just ako, ang expertise ko, I know what market that I want to serve. And I know I can sell this to these people because I have already identified it. So, yun. So, it's basically really knowing yourself, your skills, your talents, and yung kulang, kuhanin mo sa ibang tao, sa mga experts talaga na who has done things way beyond na nagawa mo na. So, yun. So, hindi lang siya about you have the funds, you have the money na, I'll do build and sell, I'll build and sell na. Hindi talaga. It's really studying ano yung kulang, ano yung wala na ilalagay mo sa market. And more importantly, what would be the mission of that project that you're going to do.
You know what, you seem so enthusiastic about real estate here in the country. Can you just share with us right now, for people, I mean, for other entrepreneurs who are wondering, there's so many industries to go into, right? But why are you particularly, up to now, after so many years, very excited about real estate and the prospect for real estate growth here in the Philippines? Because sometimes we see in the news, there's an oversupply of of condominium units, or this. But at the same time, you also see there's a housing backlog in the country, right? So why are you enthusiastic about real estate?
Why am I enthusiastic? Number one, we're Filipinos. And number two, we have so much resources in land. And we have the growth story of the Philippines, really that big pie when it comes to in different industry and when it comes to real estate. Napaka-dynamic ng mga Pilipino, and we're so adaptable to what the changing environment that we have. And like for example, right now we're having a lot of infrastructure development, and it's so good for us. Though sobra nating laid back pa tayo compared to other countries. And what we're seeing is that it's moving forward eh. Natatapos yung kalsada, like in the south, so many new roads, diba? And in the new airports, these developments, diba, that will help our country, our fellow citizen, diba? And ang dami pang potential when it comes to real estate actually not only in real estate, but when it comes to real estate ang dami pang potential. And the fact that our growth rate overall in the Philippines is between 6.5%, still way above other countries, and that allows us parang we're becoming a darling of the world to invest in because of the growth rate that we are having overall as an economy. And with that saying, diba, it boils down to having more jobs, more opportunities, more traffic, diba? Actually, lagi namin pinag-usap, sinasabi namin yan na traffic, okay, traffic, real estate, rental apartment, that's good. Tagaytay, traffic na, that's good. Let's be, diba? Meaning, there's market, there's economic activity that's happening, and we love that. And yan. So we're heading towards a better country naman, yeah.
Got that. Miss Babs, I want to ask right now, wearing your real estate practitioners out, you're seeing, you're scanning the industry. What do you still see as the opportunities in the real estate industry that even newcomers can come into and still be able to benefit from?
As to opportunities, for at least here in the Metro and the Calabar zone areas, we can see a lot of mga wellness real estate, diba? A combination of agriculture and leisure development. It will always have dito in Metro Manila, the rental apartment will always be like that. As long as nandito tayo sa nandito ang mga CBDs, Ortigas, Makati, and BGCs, di ba? And these companies, di ba, bumabalik na rin yung mga BPOs and bumabalik na yung mga hindi na lahat work from home. So rental apartments still be, for me, it will not fade away. The question lang is the rates. Rates are going up and down lang. But there will always be still opportunities for that. So yun. And most of all, investors right now, moving forward, is becoming intelligent na. Diba? AI, diba? We're more of open to the different data that we can have already. So we wanted a development that is more prepared for health crisis, a development with combination of technology, and most of all, agriculture, wellness, and a climate change friendly development. Those are the things that we are looking at in the future for the opportunities that we can have for developers like
For developers. And then if you're starting off real estate investor, you said that there are many opportunities like in the Think Rich Pinoy, you can talk about buying distressed properties or doing rental apartments. If I was just starting off and I didn't have much, my capital is limited and I'm starting off and I'm just getting my feet wet, where should they start off, these starting real estate investors?
Actually, that's a very generic question. Yung where do I start?
Yes, yes. Oh.
But I will also answer it that based on what I have experienced, I started using what I have. Diba? I have my employment. I took off the loan. We had an inherited property. I started from there. What we can do about it. So when you really want to start about it, you're really more on investing on learning different real estate strategies that you can do so that ma-identify mo iba-iba bawat I believe RJ that different people will have different starting
points
for real estate investing. So there's no hard and fast rule na dapat ganito muna yung gawin mo, di ba? Pwede rin naman kasi kunwari pwede rin naman soft asset muna, di ba? So soft real estate like in the equities. So yan. So, sorry. So that's how
but that's
I
great.
would
That's great.
answer.
I mean, so people at least know that okay, don't read this. There's no one way.
Yeah.
To invest in real estate. It's something. That's why you tend to Think Rich Pinoy seminar. You might find the best way that is best for you.
Yes.
To be able
yes.
to grow the business.
Correct.
And when we talk about growing with Centro Mavens, can you share with me a bit more about how Centro Mavens will be growing, and also how, if people want to invest together with Centro Mavens or do passive income with Centro Mavens, how can they go about it?
With Centro Mavens, the direction of the company right now is we're more of teaching financial literacy to the Think Rich Pinoy seminar, right? Managing the seminar. So please do attend the Think Rich Pinoy seminar, and let's make this known to a lot of people that it will continue more for the next 50 years. And then secondly, if you wanted to buy a condominium that's being run for hotel, you can contact Centro Mavens as well. And we also have our third lot. We're supposedly to build one, a hotel. We're actually selling it, our third lot. Because we're more of now on the soft side of real estate when it comes to Centro Mavens, more on the teaching, real estate investing, and then managing the hotel operations. So yun. So that's why we're selling our third lot right now.
The lot mismo.
The lot. We already have two. We're supposed to build another building, but pandemic came, and then different situations came in Yeah.
Yeah, and that just goes to the agility of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
To see, it's not always the direction which you want might not be the direction that you need to go through.
Yes.
As you move forward. So you've
Yes.
got to be agile. You've got to be
Yes.
agile with your strategies.
And we have our own different projects as well. Our mga partners, diba? We came into this part. We have our own different projects na rin. So, yeah. So that's why Central Mavens now is more of on the soft side of real estate investing.
Got that.
Yeah.
And then, as we, this has been such an entertaining and interesting discussion. I've learned so much, and I hope to have coffee with you separately, Miss Miles,
Yes.
and learn a bit more. But actually, I'm going to make sure that I am coming on August 8th for the Think Rich
Yay.
Pinoy seminar. As you look back at your career and you ask yourself, what were probably, if I was to talk to my younger self and say, these are the 3 things I want you to know about business moving forward. What are the 3 key takeaways that you want people to remember? And share also with our entrepreneurs listening to us here right now. What do you want them to remember about, being an entrepreneur, or what big lessons that you gain that you think that will also help other people?
Siguro first and foremost, of course, that helped me a lot is be faith-centered and mission-centered life, no? I think that's a very first thing na you always go back to that, whatever situations that's happening. So be faith-centered and mission-centered. No? For me, I always make sure that even though I'm working in the business or in company, I serve in our community, in our parishes, in our parish, and this time we're serving at the Light of Jesus community. So, yun. Secondly, continue younger self, invest more on learning. Kung pwede lang before, mas maaga kong natutunan, mas maaga akong nag-attend ng mga seminars, read books, watch podcasts like this, diba? I could have doubled my efforts. Kasi ngayon, I'm still learning, but sana mas maaga pa. But resources are not that good that time. So, So, invest on learning. Lastly, invest on learning and, always, be biased on action. Because action will give you clarity in everything that you do. Diba? So, parang don't be stifled. Don't just learn from the books and then do nothing about it because you're scared. No, just do the baby step, first step, and take action. Always take action. So, yun.
I love that. And let's take action again. We'll see you guys this coming August 8th at the EIM Conference Center. That's a whole day seminar, Think Rich Pinoy Real Estate Abundance Seminar. That's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If they want to sign up, they can visit your Facebook page, Think Rich Pinoy on Facebook.com. Again, thanks so much, Ms. Miles. I learned so much. I hope to learn more from you and from the other speakers this coming August 8th. Thank you for joining us on the RJ Ledesma podcast. We will see you in the next podcast.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.